but they miss the contact details. They don't put the contact details into their website. Hi, I'd like to buy from you. Let me first contact you with a question. Oops, can't. Next website. I don't know how many times, dozens I'm sure, where I've visited sites online and honestly wanted to contact the people and couldn't do it. I'm sure you've seen that yourself. That's dumb. It's the only four-letter word I like to use in my training. Dumb. D-U-M-B. Let me throw that in. You've got to have your contact details, and I suggest you have all of your contact details. It doesn't have to be your home phone number, of course, but your work details. Okay, postal address, land address in case they want to drop by, and you know they can do that. Phone number, fax number, couple of different email options, a contact form. Now the contact form I find is better than the email address. Less chance of your contact form getting hit by the spammers that are out there. You know, these are, if you haven't heard it, there are programs out there. They'll run around and crawl the web and they just collect email addresses. It's always fun when that gets found because next thing you know, you can be deleting email addresses, you know, forever and a day. And I'll throw in that the longer your website is online, the more spam you're going to get because some programs will just generate random email addresses to any given domain. Each month I have what's called a catch-all email address or an email section. Any email address that is sent to my website, something at paulbars.com, that's not addressed to me or one of my actual real email addresses goes into this catch-all function. Now, I have it set up that it automatically sends them, you know, sorry, the email address you contacted doesn't exist. Please go to our contact page for updated information. Now, that's there just in case someone accidentally really does send the real email address to someone that doesn't exist or an old one or something. But these computer bots just, you know, programs just generate hundreds of these random emails that get sent out. And every month I delete these off my server. Just yesterday I deleted just over 18,000 of them in a month. So don't tell me that spam doesn't happen and it ain't going to increase. It is. You need to take action and measure on it now. Next point I've got here is the free offers. Let me just have a quick glass of water. You got some water? Have a glass too. The free offers. Now, with your free offers, you need to use them. There's no other way to say it. People love free stuff online. Okay, that's the way it is. People love free stuff. Point is this. How much are you willing to give away for free? How much can you give away for free while still having them come back to you to, you know, make a purchase down the line or contact you? You're going to have to define that fine line for yourself. Or, better yet, you can what? Use the formula and learn it that way. That makes sense, doesn't it? Use the formula, learn it that way. Ask your people what they want. What do they want free? What would they be prepared to pay for? But you do have to have something in there because people are looking for free stuff online. Pricing options, how much is it going to cost? Once again, this can be found out in your research. And this is not the kind of research that the web designer is going to do for you. They want to know about colors. They want to know about how much you're willing to pay. So how much should you pay for a good website? There's a good question. How much should you pay? What's your investment for a good website? My answer is this, as much as it needs to be to get to the point where it can be creating profit. All right? Does that mean $2,500? Some people would hear that and go, whoa, you're kidding me, right? I don't know. Does it? You tell me. Does it mean $5,000? Man, you got to be kidding me. $5,000 for my little 5-page website? Well, what if it returns $10,000 in the next 3 months? Is that worthwhile? Would that be profitable? Yeah, and then, $2,500 to $3,000 every month after that. Or $10,000 every month, or $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000 in a month for a $5,000 investment. Would that make it be worthwhile? Yes, it would. How much? As much as it takes to make it profitable. In terms of the prices of your products, how do you determine this online? Because, see, online things are often cheaper. Yep, they are. Things are often cheaper online. You need to determine exactly what it's going to be. There's only one way to do that. Ask people. In terms of currency, what should you be selling? What currency should you be using online for your e-commerce sales website, for example? If you've got a .com, here where I'm recording this in Australia, a .com.au, if you have a .com.au and you're selling to Australians, you should be selling in Australian currency. No other way to explain it. If you want to sell outside of Australia and you're working in businesses based here, I very strongly suggest that you have a .com address only, sell in US dollars. Perhaps you can give them a choice of three: the euro, the US, and the Aussie. Okay? They are the three major currencies for, the marketplaces that I deal with, for example. But whatever country you're in, if you're selling to that country only, it's your local currency where possible. A good resource, worldpay.com. Worldpay.com is a very good resource, can give you lots of options there, and it can often save you a lot of money than having someone build the database here and plug it into your bank. I can tell you that now, so give it some thought. But judge again by using the formula. Ask your people. Next point to consider, search engines. Search engine optimization should always be one of the last things done to a website. It should also then be one of the many things that is done time and time and time again. There's no other way to explain it. I'm not going to try and explain it in more detail here because it's covered in full detail in the search engine's presentation. Link popularity is the number of websites out there that link back to you. You want to here's the ideal. You want to be a bit selfish. You want to get lots of people to link to you and have you link to nobody. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Why? Very simply this. The more popular your website appears to be to the search engine robots, the incoming links to your website, the more popular the search engines think you are. But you certainly don't want to have a whole ton of links going out there and nothing coming back in. Not a good idea, because they'll see that and they'll know what you're trying to do. Why not add an article resource to your website? An article about your product and service, articles which people can republish on their websites for free with a link back to yours. Now, that's a great way, not only to build content, but to build link popularity as well. There are many different things you can do. You can use affiliates, and again, there's an entire presentation on this, affiliate marketing. Affiliates are a beautiful way. On average, I have probably, 50 to 100 new affiliates join one of my programs every single week. And that's why the sales are growing, and we're looking at 250% growth every single year over the past 3 years, and I know it's going to continue from there as well. A lot of that is to do with my affiliates. Next slide. Can you include audio visual? Why not? Can you include audio visual with your website? Testimonials in audio, video links. Keep the file small. I won't go into that right now, but think about it. These are the questions you should be asking your people during the research way back in the beginning. What do they want? Don't be limited to just what you think they want. Ask them everything. Testimonials, always have testimonials on your website. People telling your next customer how wonderful you are and your products and your services. Testimonials are fantastic. Run special promotions from time to time. Always use unique tracking URLs. And if you don't understand what that is right now, this is fine. eBusiness Mastery Volume 1 is designed to give you the how-to knowledge. Volume 2, as we're going through right now, lets you know what's involved. So when you're getting someone else to do it, of course, you can keep them honest. And I just got to say it that way. You can keep them honest. Content for your pages. Minimum 5 to 800 words per page for good, solid, content-based pages. Pages that when people come to, they're going to spend some time reading it, then clicking through to somewhere else. When search engines come to it, they'll spend some time reading it, and then indexing and following through as well. Forget about these, here's 5 images, there's 20 words pages. Doesn't work unless you're trying to sell sex. Okay? No other way for me to say it, but I've got to say it time and time again. Points to consider. Number 6, the branding. This is an interesting one. Branding, what do I mean by that? Well, yeah, branding your name. I'm not talking the same terms of branding that you would get at Harvard Business School, logo branding. catchphrase branding, name branding. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about branding options of stuff that you can have on your website. This is getting to the viral marketing section. Let's say you create a special report, how to, maybe you're a finance broker, okay? How to find out what you need to know in finance broking without investing $10,000 and 10 weeks of your time. Free report. Download it now. All right, so what could you do with that? Well, number one, you always want to capture their email details along the way. You don't give them something like that for free without at least getting their name and email address to follow them up. And number two, once it's downloaded, you could make it what's called brandable. They can give it away from their website and in some way brand it so that it also includes their name and their website details as well as yours. This is just for those who have a website. Now, not everyone's going to have a website. I know and understand that, but it's an option that you need to ask your people if they want it. These are just more options for you to consider. Customer and prospect training. You've got to train your customers, folks. There's no other way to explain it. You've got to train your customers. You've got to train your prospective customers and what you want from them. It gets easier that way. Let them know what's on the website. Let them know about updates. Let them know how they can refer others to your website. Let them know about your affiliate program. Let them know about the special promotions. Tell them how to use the special promotion coupon code. Train them to make it as easy as possible. Staff training, of course, is another complete kettle of fish. If you have staff and you're running a shop there or an office, I've been into business. I don't know how to explain this. I've been into business before, and I said, oh, look, just yesterday. That's right, just yesterday, getting some stuff for the kids. I said, look, do you have a website? Yeah, we do. You got a card? Yeah, I got the card. Well, your website address isn't on here. What's your website address? Hello? Anybody home? She didn't even know what their website address was. She didn't know what was on it. Train your staff. Why not give each of your staff a page where they can just write about themselves, get them involved with it as well? I mentioned earlier, offline promotion materials. Just a thought, always make sure, always please, when you're paying for advertising, make sure that you got your web address on there too. Okay, next page, I should say. Points to consider number 7, multi-site linking. This is just something to consider. Once your site's up and running, creating a series of mini sites around it to support it. That simply means other websites with related information and content, and you're exchanging your own links between them. Multi-site linking can help generate more traffic. Syndication opportunities. There are many opportunities for you to place other people's material into your own website, such as your news feeds and so on in specific areas. You're taking their syndication feeds. In my website, I do the reverse as well. I publish online audio tutorials with the Internet Business Gold e-zine through paulbars.com.au. You can also include those Internet Business Training audios on your website through my syndication program. Again, these are just things for you to consider. Okay, the software branding. I mentioned just a little bit beforehand in terms of the ebook, the free report branding. You can do the same with software. I've just recently put together a toolbar. Like the Google toolbar, Alexa toolbar, a little thing that installs just across that top line there of Internet Explorer. I've just put together a toolbar so that people can download it for free. I update it a couple of times every week. And that way, I don't even have to email people to let them know about updates on my site. They just see it flash up on their toolbar. Bang, they can click to it straight away. And of course, it's branding my name further and further in there. I'm now looking at the next option where I'm going to let them give away my toolbar from their website, and I'll help get them to brand it in some way. I've just yet to work out all the details, but I know I can do it. Joint venture alliances we spoke about earlier. You've got to ask and look at the possibilities of joint ventures. Very important. Okay, next slide. Almost through this section. Future technologies. Now, these are just things to consider, okay? I'm not going to try and explain all of this stuff to you right now. Spam issues, the RSS, rich site summary, or really silly, really simple, stupid, the old KISS formula, same kind of thing. That toolbar I just mentioned to you then uses that very quick, simple and easy way of updating stuff online. I can update it here. It gets updated globally on everyone around the world who's using it. And it just bypasses spam completely. Great way to keep in contact with your customers. Your prospects may or may not be interested. You won't know unless you ask them. All coming back to the formula. Other things, the virtual reality, the multimedia, the really highly advanced multimedia. Good company here on the Sunshine Coast that I've dealt with, Technosphere, do some fantastic work in this area. And I know there are others as well. I'm just throwing them out there because I've used them myself personally. Word of mouth. What is it on the net? Word of mouth. Desktop real estate. You can have applications these days which will give good information to people. Let's say they download something from your website. They want to install and read at the same time. You can get a clickable link direct back to your website placed on their desktop. I know you've seen that with programs you've installed. Why not ask yourself the question, can you offer the same kind of thing to your customers and prospects as well? Next slide, more on future technologies. The self-updating information products. Again, the toolbar was one, but you could have an e-book, an electronic book, which, once a week it updates. Again, using the RSS feeds. These people can find out about it. They don't have to go to your website. They don't have to receive an email. It'll just update automatically. All they got to do is open it by clicking the link in their computer, and bang, everything's updated through the internet. Licenses, you can resell your products through other people as well. Give them reprint, resale licenses, duplicate your website. Artificial intelligence, where people ask a question and the computer program gives them the answer. There's so many different points to consider. These are some of the things that you just need to be aware of. And I know if you're new to this is a mind warp for you. This is an absolute mind warp. But there's no drama in that. You've got these things now on your computer, on CD there. You can go over them time and time again. Okay, next slide, last slide. Thank you very much for your time. Go and grab yourself some lunch, some dinner, a snack, or review your notes. Hey, do that instead. Go and review your notes and then come back again when you're ready. All right, you take care now. Talk to you again shortly. Bye-bye.
This training seminar has been brought to you by Home Business Mastery. www.paulbars.com. Duplication without authorization is strictly prohibited.